Did you know that Canada, our neighbor in the north, is the second largest country in the world by land area? It's a vast expanse, covering a staggering 9.98 million square kilometers. Nestled in the northern part of North America, it's a land of diverse landscapes and stunning beauty. And here's another fun tidbit. Canada shares the longest international border with the United States. So Canada is not just a large country, but also shares the longest international border with its neighbor, the United States. Ever wondered where the name Canada comes from? Let's take a trip back in time to the indigenous roots of the name. The term Canada is derived from Kanata, a word from the Huron-Iroquois language that translates to village. This name was first recorded by French explorer Jacques Cartier during his voyages in 1535. Cartier employed the term to refer to the area surrounding his settlement, now present-day Quebec City. The name Canada gradually began to be applied to a larger area, and by the mid-16th century, maps began to depict the region to the north of the St. Lawrence River as Canada. It wasn't until the British North America Act of 1867, however, that Canada was officially adopted as the name for the new dominion, signifying a united entity of 4 provinces. So, the term Canada that we use today has its roots in the indigenous languages of the land. With its vast land area, how many people actually live in Canada, you may wonder? Well, as of this year, Canada boasts a population of approximately 38 million residents. This hardy group of Canadians are spread out across the country's expansive landscape, which is divided into 10 provinces and 3 territories. Now, you might think that with such a large area, the population would be evenly distributed. But that's not the case. In fact, most Canadians are concentrated in certain provinces. Ontario, for example, is the most populous province, with a significantly higher population than the others. It's also interesting to note that the population isn't just concentrated in the provinces. The 3 territories, despite their vast and often inhospitable landscapes, are home to a vibrant and hardy population that contributes to the diversity and richness of Canadian culture. So, despite its vast area, Canada is home to around 38 million people. What symbolizes Canada in the international community? Well, there's no better place to start than with the Canadian dollar. Since 1858, this has been the country's official currency, and it's a fundamental part of Canada's economic identity. Today, $1 is approximately worth 1.38 Canadian dollars. But let's shift gears to something that's not just economic, but also cultural: the national flag. This iconic symbol, adopted on February 15, 1965, is instantly recognizable with its red maple leaf centered between 2 vertical red bands. The maple leaf, a nationally revered symbol, encapsulates the spirit of Canadian resilience and pride. So, whether it's the Canadian dollar that fuels the nation's economy, or the national flag fluttering in the wind, these symbols are unmistakably Canadian, representing the country's unique identity on the global stage. The maple leaf on the flag and the Canadian dollar are symbols recognized worldwide as uniquely Canadian. Did you know Canada is a multilingual country with a rich cultural tapestry? Indeed, the linguistic landscape of Canada is as diverse as its people. With 2 official languages, English and French, Canada embraces its bilingual nature. But the linguistic story doesn't end there. Beyond these official languages, the country is a symphony of over 200 languages, including 60 indigenous languages. These range from Inuktitut in the Arctic North to Mi'kmaq in the Atlantic East. each a testament to the rich tapestry of indigenous cultures that have shaped the nation's history. This linguistic diversity is a reflection of the cultural diversity in Canada. The country is home to a vibrant mix of cultures, from the indigenous peoples who have lived on this land for thousands of years, to the French and British settlers who arrived centuries ago, and the wave of immigrants from Asia, Africa, and Latin America who continue to shape the cultural landscape of the country. Canada's Indigenous peoples, who make up about 5% of the population, have rich cultural traditions, languages, and spiritual beliefs. These cultures have significantly influenced Canada's identity, contributing to its unique blend of traditions, festivities, and cuisines. But Canada's cultural diversity doesn't stop at its borders. The country is known for its welcoming immigration policies, aiming to admit hundreds of thousands of new permanent residents annually. These newcomers bring with them their languages, traditions, and customs, further enriching the cultural scene in Canada. From the bustling cosmopolitan cities to the quiet rural towns, you can see, hear, and taste the diversity that is the heart of Canada. This commitment to diversity and inclusion is a cornerstone of Canadian society. It's reflected not only in the country's immigration policies, but also in its education system, its laws, and its social policies. The diversity in Canada is a source of strength, a catalyst for innovation, and a driver of prosperity. With over 200 languages spoken and a welcoming immigration policy, Canada is a true mosaic of cultures. Canada's history is as vast and diverse as its geography. This vast nation's story begins with the indigenous civilizations that thrived here for thousands of years before the arrival of Europeans. These societies were rich in culture, with intricate social structures and vibrant spiritual beliefs. They were the original stewards of this land, and their legacy continues to shape Canada today. The European chapter of Canada's history commenced with the exploration of the New World. In the late 15th century, the Europeans began their voyages across the Atlantic, driven by a thirst for wealth and new lands. John Cabot, an Italian explorer sailing under the English flag, is believed to have been the first European to set foot on Canadian soil in 1497. The 16th century saw the French establish a strong foothold, particularly in the region now known as Quebec. Their influence is still evident in Canada's bilingualism, with French being one of the two official languages. The British also played a significant role in shaping Canada. The 18th and 19th centuries were marked by British control, leading to a profound influence on the country's institutions, legal system, and culture. In 1867, the Dominion of Canada was formed, marking a significant step towards self-governance. This momentous event saw the unification of Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, and Nova Scotia into a federal state. Over the following years, the country expanded to include the provinces and territories we know today. Despite this milestone, it wasn't until 1982 that Canada achieved full sovereignty. The passage of the Constitution Act severed the last legal ties to Britain, making Canada an entirely independent nation. Navigating the currents of change, Canada's history is a testament to the resilience and adaptability of its people. It's a story of Indigenous heritage and European influence, of exploration and expansion, of struggles and triumphs. It's a narrative that continues to unfold, shaping the Canada we know today. Canada's history is a testament to the resilience and adaptability of its people. Canada isn't just about hockey and maple syrup. This nation has left significant imprints on the world map with its unique contributions. Let's start with a sweet fact. Canada is the world's largest producer of maple syrup, accounting for over 78% of the global supply. So, if you've enjoyed some pancakes drizzled with this sweet delight, there's a high chance it came from the vast maple forests of Quebec, Canada's largest syrup producer. Now, let's bounce off to a different sphere. Did you know basketball, a sport loved by millions worldwide, was invented by a Canadian? That's right. James Naismith, a Canadian physical educator, invented the game in 1891. So, every slam dunk and three-pointer owes a bit of its thrill to Canada. But Canada's contributions aren't limited to your breakfast table or the basketball court. It's also made its mark on the global entertainment industry. From the comedic genius of Jim Carrey to the soulful tunes of Celine Dion and the hip-hop beats of Drake, Canada has gifted the world with a plethora of talent. And let's not forget Hollywood heartthrobs like Ryan Reynolds and Chris Evans, who are also proud Canadians. In the realm of healthcare, Canada has been a model for many countries with its publicly funded system. However, it's not without its challenges. In 2023, the average wait time for elective procedures was about 28 weeks, underlining the need for continual improvements in efficiency and resource allocation. So, whether it's sweetening your pancakes, inventing a globally loved sport, or entertaining you on screen, Canada's contributions to the world are as vast and varied as its landscapes. And just as Canada continues to evolve and grow, its contributions continue to enrich the global community in myriad ways. From sweetening your pancakes to entertaining you on screen, Canada's contributions to the world are vast and varied. Every country has its dark past, and Canada is no exception. In the shadows of its rich history, Canada bears the weight of a grim chapter, the residential school system. From the late 1800s until as recent as 1996, over 150,000 Indigenous children were forcibly taken away from their families and placed into these schools. This was an effort to assimilate them into the dominant culture, erasing their native languages, traditions, and identities. The experiences of these children were fraught with severe physical and psychological abuse, a horrifying reality that has left deep scars in the Indigenous communities. The trauma permeates generations, affecting not just those who were in the system, but their descendants as well. In a chilling revelation that shook the nation, around 1,300 unmarked graves were discovered at former residential school sites. These unmarked graves, a silent testament to the young lives lost, forced a national reflection on the country's brutal past. It was a painful awakening for many, a stark reminder of the suffering inflicted upon the Indigenous communities. In response to this heartbreaking discovery, Pope Francis issued an apology in 2022, acknowledging the Church's role in this dark period in Canada's history. His words stirred a global conversation, bringing attention to the injustice suffered by Indigenous children and highlighting the need for reconciliation and healing. The legacy of the residential schools is a harsh reality that Canada must face. This dark past offers a painful lesson, a mirror held up to the nation's conscience. It is a call for empathy, understanding, and a commitment to ensure such tragedies never occur again. It's a reminder that while we celebrate the achievements, beauty, and diversity of this country, we must also acknowledge the pain and suffering that is an integral part of its history. It's a journey towards healing, as Canada continues to grapple with its past and strive for a better, more inclusive future. Canada's dark past offers a painful lesson and a chance for empathy and understanding. Canada's natural beauty is as impressive as its cultural diversity. The country is home to some of the planet's most breathtaking landscapes, with natural wonders that are as diverse as they are vast. The immensity of Canada's natural beauty is perhaps best epitomized by its coastline. Stretching over 202,000 kilometers, Canada boasts the world's longest coastline, a testament to the country's expansive geography that spans the Atlantic, Pacific, and Arctic oceans. But the wonders of Canada's natural landscape extend far beyond its coasts. Take a step into the Canadian wilderness, and you'll find yourself immersed in a sea of green. Canada's forests cover 347 million hectares, accounting for about 40% of the country's land mass. This makes Canada the third most forested country in the world by area. These forests are teeming with diverse wildlife and are a crucial part of the global ecosystem, acting as significant carbon sinks that help mitigate the effects of climate change. Yet the forests are not the only place where Canada's wildlife thrives. The country is also home to the world's largest moose population. These majestic creatures, synonymous with the Canadian wilderness, are a sight to behold. With their towering stature and iconic antlers, they are a testament to the rich biodiversity that Canada's natural landscapes support. From its coasts to its forests, Canada's natural wonders are a sight to behold. They form an integral part of the country's identity, a testament to its geographical diversity, and a reminder of our collective responsibility to preserve these natural wonders for future generations. In the grand tapestry of Canada's story, its natural beauty is a vibrant thread that weaves its way through every chapter, shaping the nation's character and leaving an indelible mark on its people and their culture. So, what does all this tell us about Canada? It tells us that this is a nation of breathtaking geographical diversity, spanning from the Atlantic to the Pacific and reaching up into the Arctic Circle. A country with a rich tapestry of history, from the indigenous civilizations who named it Kanata, to the European explorers who sought new worlds, and the modern nation that emerged, vibrant and resilient. Canada is a linguistic melting pot with over 200 languages spoken and a commitment to bilingualism that is enshrined in law. It's a nation that has given the world maple syrup, basketball, and a wealth of talent in entertainment, leaving an indelible impact on global culture. But it's also a country that has faced its own dark chapters, from the painful legacy of residential schools to challenges in healthcare. Yet, it has shown a capacity to reflect, to learn, and to strive for better. Its natural wonders, from the world's longest coastline to its abundant forests and thriving moose population, are a testament to its commitment to preserving its environment. And its welcoming stance on immigration reflects a belief in the strength of diversity and the promise of a shared future. Canada, with its vast landscapes, rich history, and diverse culture, truly is a remarkable country. With every sunrise over the Rockies, every leaf that falls in the endless forests, every smile on a multicultural street, Canada continues to write its story, inviting us all to be a part of it.